This is the music. Let's see here. So we're gonna retcon the tail end of last time. So previously on Khorzaire, the Curse of Life, four intrepid adventurers maneuvered their way through the mansion of Nezev Monaco. Enlisting the aid of all three butlers, you evaded most of the hazards and nasties throughout the manse, called mishaps by the staff. Escaping reflections of yourselves, nabbing the key to the stairs, you tore a painting in half, escaping what lurks in the library, and finally ending up having a delightful meal with the master of the house. Some of you immediately lost your appetite when you were given the elevator pitch of what Nezev's plans were. Essentially, he planned to sell immortality using a variety of assets he accumulated, and Vibrant Maestro Vera, Pastiche's teacher, was also included in this plan. A short conversation was had with Vera that, true with any artist, projected more meaning than the words exchanged would imply, and he ended up declining the merchant prince's offer to include you in the deal, and he left the mansion. Returning to safety, you battened down the hatches and had a good night's sleep. Next day, you awoke to begin your assignment of finding the pyre in Durlusk and reunited with Xalia. Deciding it was past the chaperone-only archive halls, you are accompanied by the merchant king of Durlusk himself, an awakened raven named Alma Sonoma. Perusing a few titles along the way, and spying a few cat-like shadow creatures pointed out to be copycats that enjoy rewriting tomes. You've arrived at a hall of the library with a large pool of water in the middle. Xalia quickly found out it was able to be walked upon without thinking, and interacted with the fish, these massive carp swimming around in this pool of water. Indeed, one of the massive carp leapt out of the pool and back down, jostling the room, splash, and knocking several things over, including your old friend Mouse, who had been hiding on top of a ladder. Ladder splits and falls to each side of your begoggled friend, and a ton of books dump on her, leaving only the hand that she raised to greet you visible. What would you like to do? All of you stare in stunned silence.
Is that who I think it is?
Xalia will raise a single hand without moving from being kneeled down and playing with the fish. Like, it's just like her elbow bends backwards like 135 degrees, and then she waves.
Mechanic goes to help clear books off of Mouse. Are you alright?
You clear some books out of the way and grasp her hand and pull her out of the pile. Books are going everywhere. One of them curiously splashes into the water. Mouse smiles up at you and nods. Yeah. Ow, that hurt a little bit, but yeah, I'm fine, she says, with her husky voice, and dusts her shawl off and fixes the goggles on her forehead. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Fancy meeting you guys again. What are you doing here?
Suppose, in a sense, continuing what we started back in Durlusk. It's been a long journey. What brings you here?
Well, I got to thinking, sorry, a little frazzled when when a bunch of books drop on you. Sorry, I got to thinking. I'm here looking for research on God Emperor Wenceslas. I was thinking about what we found down there in Baskar, and something about it didn't add up. I can't quite place where the missing piece is, whether be what, what happened to Wenceslas, or what's up? I don't know. I don't know what the missing pieces, but I figured if I just looked at enough books here, it would jump out at me. You doing all right, Makayla? You sound like you could use a cup of coffee.
I mean, I don't think Makayla would sound sick just because I do.
No, your illness has transferred to your character. It's a little in fact tabletop role playing.
Only a little under the weather this morning. It was a long night, unfortunately. But I think we're doing all right. I believe so.
Okay. She looks over your shoulder. Is that Twig? Chuman? Everybody's here, huh?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yes, I guess the question is to you as well. What are you doing here?
Well, that's the thing. I was looking for any and all books on God Emperor Wenceslas, Chuman. If you're... Yeah?
I don't know. It looks to... Where's, Merchant King right now?
The Merchant King overall of Durlusk is perched on Xalia's waving hand, just like a little, like an owl on top of a clock, just going along with the pendulum, eyeballing mouse.
Well, if there's anyone who should know what contents of these books contain, I feel like it's our friend Merchant King almost Sonoma himself.
Hello.
I think the answer is just looking for her here.
Oh yes, it's here somewhere. Part of the... I can't tell you where. Part of the excellent journey of research is finding what you're looking for. If we just gave you the answers to the test, well then, you didn't learn anything, did you?
I suppose. Saves a whole lot of time, though. Anyways, back to Mouse. How was Toka?
He's
He when you left.
He's doing all right. He's back in Baskar doing his old digging thing, going around in circles, ups and downs, and I think he fixed the elevator, and I think he fixed that giant hole that got blasted in the wall. Yeah, he's doing fine. He's happy as a peach.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good considering he got jolted.
Yeah.
Considering that he got electrocuted, he's doing remarkably well.
It's good to hear that he's had a full recovery.
Yeah, he's real strong. I don't think anything can keep him down. It's funny you should bring him up though, because she looks around sheepishly. But there was a bunch of people that just ran through here, and they looked a little similar to the people that we met down in Baskar. In fact, you remember what happened, to Toka back in Baskar? With the whole... like I said, it's funny that you bring up that he got electrocuted, because that's what happened to my chaperone. It looks like that was just a real easy segue, huh?
Mhm.
So
Do they
that
a
explains.
feathered lady and I guess a posse of others?
Yeah, they looked like a gang, but I guess any school club would look like that when you're running through, trampling anything and everything. That's what.
Could you minor illusion feather?
She looks over at where you're looking towards Xalia and Alma. She's looking very concerned at the bird, like looking sheepishly. That's what happened to my shot. I'm definitely not here on my own. Your plumage, that gang that was just here, they sure beat the tobacco juice out of him and then shoved, yep, I'm not here by myself.
Chuman is gonna take a close look and see if she has any like lying habits going on when she says that.
You check out her countenance. Go ahead and roll some insight. Hey, nice 8. Let's see here. She is gonna roll some dice. You're not sure. She seems on the level. No one can come in here without a chaperone, right? So I mean,
It's impossible.
It's impossible. So she seems forthright and in her explanation of herself. You do get a what was I gonna say? I forget. Whatever. Sorry.
Oh, that's not very good. Looks towards Alma. I would imagine such violence is prohibited in these halls. Yes.
The bird squints and looks down, looks to the left, looks to the right, like shuffles uncomfortably on Xalia's appendage. You can see the plumage kind of rise as he takes a deep breath and then exhales. I'm afraid there isn't a rule against violence in the archives.
Huh.
There's an eye that just travels up Zalia's arm and just stares at him.
Not that it's permitted explicitly, just that there isn't anything mentioning it.
There's nothing mentioning it, then there's no rules regarding.
Then what exactly do you do in a case like this one?
Well, ask them to be in order, I suppose. We'll hold them to the other rules. Yes, the other rules. The other rules are be quiet. Don't disturb others. They have clearly violated this rule. Yes.
Don't tell me you have not thought of someone that is strong enough to at least have violence.
Chuman, you're on thin ice.
Alien minor illusion. Place underneath his feet.
Suddenly, there is a thin layer of ice beneath you, Chuman.
Chuman almost doesn't even notice it. He looks over at Makayla and just whispers, "Pretty sure he did not think of this situation at all."
Surely this can't be the first time there's ever been some sort of event like this happening. in your long, storied history of Zozo Academy?
Well, the first time it happened is precisely why we have such a chaperone and escort system in place. There's this whole thing about vetting guests, you see. That's where the library card comes in. As long as you prove that you're here to seek knowledge, usually that curbs most of the trouble. Would that we had considered that...
It sounds like one of your chaperones let the violence perpetrator in here, no?
Hmm? Treachery afoot, you say?
Well, how
Why
else
would they do such a
have
thing?
entered?
I'm not so sure. It doesn't make sense. Why would anyone befoul this locale?
Well, Pastiche has almost Nova's attention. Makayla will like very quickly, but a very quiet aside with Mouse. It's like, did you actually see a group pass by here?
Let's see. Mouse is gonna slide up to you and give a short nod and tug at tug at the a piece of your hood. Yeah, there was a bunch of them, and they really did do something to my chaperone. It sounds like things are about to get crazy, but not. I don't want to leave because then I may not get back in.
Yeah, things are about to get a little.
They seem tough, so I hid.
Probably the right move. Knowing what I guess they tried to do to you last time.
I'm good at the figuring out part, but I ain't good at the other F word, the fight part.
And Makayla will speak up. Well, if there truly are others here and they intend for violence, then I have a sneaking suspicion that they are after the same goal as us. It would appear they have quite the head start.
You think they've gotten a far head start?
Looks the Mouse.
Just a few minutes ago.
At least they're not too far ahead. Lisa would act. At least if they only had a few minutes.
Then I suppose that our time perusing your large tome collection might have to be cut short. If these group of people are who, at least I think they are, then, well, it could be quite dangerous for them to get to this, to get to the top of this facility before us.
Well, indeed, if you may be okay, fine. Yes, you're correct. They are clearly they're clearly up to something anyway. Sorry, I'm a little scattered because now I'm thinking of what they could possibly do and destroy here. Of course, what is beyond the archives is very important, but the bird looks around frantically. Everything around here is already balanced on a magical pinpoint, with things already being in slight disarray. That's why you can't enter without an escort. Oh, this is a disaster. If they do something to upset the precious balance of the library. I'm afraid things will be a little tricky here.
Pastiche interrupts. Relax. The sooner we get moving, the less damage they can cause. And starts walking to the end of the hall.
The books! The research!
Perhaps we'll have time for
Well,
casual reading once we on our way back.
right. Well, I have to return anyway. If we could spend that time coming back down with the research.
Indeed, if you see... if you see them, we must... Sorry, I'm a bird. We must stop them! The bird kind of like howls and flops and flips and floops after you guys. Alright, so you guys head out to the next place.
Mechanical question while we're moving.
Yeah.
If you were ritual casting, I mean, reasonably movement doesn't interrupt concentration, so you could do that while like walking, right?
Performing a ritual is usually like, you know, doing like a seance, lighting some candles, burning some incense, drawing a magical circle. What do you want to do?
Just cast a spell while I'm walking.
Okay. What are you trying to cast?
Comprehend languages.
Huh?
Comprehend languages.
Okay. Please forgive me. You cannot ritual cast while moving.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because the 10 minutes signifies that you're like stopping and like referencing your book and doing like drawing huge elaborate arcane sigils, that kind of stuff, in order to lengthen out, or sorry, draw out the magical effect without immediately infusing your incantation with a sudden jolt of stuff, of paint. Does that make sense?
I guess so. I guess I didn't really get the impression it was that involved when it's like 10 extra minutes, but...
well, let's see here. Let me see if anybody else thought about this. You know what? A lot of people say you can. Sure, yeah, you can. Never mind.
I guess it would be a distraction, so I mean, some actions would be harder.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing I'm assuming is like, if you were to like have something that would break your concentration the same way, you know, a concentration-based spell would, your casting could be interrupted, but I kind of didn't have the impression that you're like stopping and hyper-focusing on this thing.
Okay. Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah, you can do that. You can ritual cast comprehend languages while you guys are out and about.
Okay.
Well, not out and about, while you guys are about, walking about. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, my follow-up question was going to be, I think it would be reasonable to like have some kind of penalty during that, like a disadvantage on perception or something.
Yeah.
Maybe even the unthinkable. Pastiche can't be surprised.
Yeah. What if we turn off your alert?
I'll take that.
All right.
That makes sense.
All right. Suddenly, 17 ninjas drop from the ceiling. Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
So, Pastiche, as you maneuver, walk on top of this water with the carp swimming below you, you feel one of them kind of like gum or lip your claw, and then and then come back down. And so, what are you doing? How are you comprehending languages?
How are we doing this? Pastiche is like holding out one palm, the other pointing at it, just kind of motioning runes on their hand, leaving little splotches of paint here and there.
Okay. So that's adds 10 minutes to it. Let's see here. As you maneuver forward, you guys see. Let's see here. What do you see? Ahead of you, leaving the room, you see a junction. There is halls of books. There is in the middle of this next room that you come across, as you're after weaving through many bookshelves and scrolls and like umbrella holders filled with parchments, rolled up and tagged. In the middle of the room is a carousel of spinning books, and let's see here. There is a glowing illumination. Sorry, like a ring of lights on the floor. Move you over here. Ring of lights on the floor, and to your left you can see another hallway. To your north you can see another hallway past the carousel here. The room is kind of trashed. There are scrolls on the ground, sticks. There's a bashed desk. It looks like a stampede of school children came through here.
I only have vision like right around my token and of what I assume the carousel.
Fix.
Thank you.
As you look further into the halls kind of darken. You've probably spent like 1 or 2 minutes traversing to come across this thing that's different.
Were you about to say something, Raikel?
No, go ahead. It was the same question. It's the same thing you had.
Is it?
The darkness.
Oh, the vision. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Makayla would say to Alva, I don't suppose this is how you normally keep this area.
No, quite the opposite. Although... the bird flops around. Although I suppose I wouldn't put it too past it being the natural state of things. I mentioned that there was some time before we had been cleaning this way. The last time I left it, it was certainly in order. That was several months ago. Look, it's difficult to find good help, especially with the security we place on this. Everyone has to come in pairs. I can't send 2 janitors because then who would escort them? We would have to have an escort for each. That's 4 people, and then it just expounds.
Well,
Does it seem like this trail of destruction goes more towards the north or the west, or just both?
Both. Make a survival check. Survival or investigation, whichever.
well, then, do you have many others that are coming up in these quarters?
Usually just students, and of course their chaperone. We will have... let's see. Professors often come here. Shreka is here often as well. Twig, yeah, it's a big mess. Doesn't really look like it is more congested in one direction or another. So you get the sense that whoever came through here may have just blasted through and split up, or something like that, maybe. You do find a book on the ground, though. It is somehow just pristine on the ground, not torn, not opened, like everything else is around. Looks like this one escaped most of the hubbub. The book is titled A Golden Saga. I pick it up and flip it around. It looks like it's a like a stage play. So you just find that.
Sure.
Well, is Mouse still following us?
Yeah. You look.
Okay.
You look at the end of the group. She's timid, like
Kinda
maybe her
trailing.
namesake, but she's looking around. She's slightly ducking as she scoops around, as she scoops her vision around.
Mouse,
Huh?
did the group you saw, did they say anything about what they were after, or where they were going?
She's gonna roll a history for that. She gets a 20. It was
Let's go.
plenty of grunting. There was a you know, Makayla, that this may not be so helpful, but no, that was the strange thing. They didn't say much of anything. Just lots of grunts of exertion, yelling, grumbling. It sounded like they were maybe not in full control of themselves, actually. I don't want to call them, like, feral or anything, but that's what kind of comes to mind.
That's a bit disconcerting.
Oh, there was a... No, I remember now. Up in front, there were two people that seemed like they were in charge. They were just saying a bunch of this ways, though. And also when they saw my chaperone, there was a yell of, you know, kill him, take him away.
Oh,
And then there was what'd she say? She said, "Stick him with the crystal." And then
oh,
I don't know. Yeah, there was a lady and another lady up in front. Two.
Did you happen to get a glimpse of their outfits, or at least what they look like?
No, I'm sorry, Chuman. They were mean enough to send me scuttling up the ladder right away. I didn't want to be seen or see them.
Understandable.
So all I got to contribute was hearing. Sorry.
wow, this group is sounding more and more dangerous by the moment.
Wonder if it's our old faithful friend we keep running into.
I suspect it is. Oh,
I'm muted and it stopped picking me up at all. Xalia is going to shapeshift into Feather, just kind of stand up, present herself, like full body, like hands from the sternum out to the side, and then head tilt.
Okay. You're doing this in front of Mouse?
Yeah, she's directed. The guest room is directed at Mouse.
Alright. Let's see. She's going to attempt. She sees this, and having interacted with you before, Mouse understands. You've had extensive dealings with Mouse. She's on the up and up. She peers at you, squints, looks around. Kinda. I'm sorry, I had to hide in that little nook. I only got like the back of her as they
Xalia turned around.
as they ran through. I mean, that looks kind of like them, but I mean,
Twig, should you mimic? Think you can mimic her voice? You might have heard her say something.
Twig's beak like cracks open, and you just hear Mouse's voice come forward. Ha! Idiots.
Feathers,
Mouse's voice.
I'm sorry, Feather's voice.
Yeah.
Mouse would never say something so mean.
Mm-hmm.
Pastiche sort of looks up from what he's doing when he hears this. Realizes it's Twig. Goes back to work.
I mean, yeah, kinda. I'm sorry. I'm not sure that things sound and look real different when you're scared for your life, hiding under a bookshelf and a ladder and some other stuff. Probably. I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Well, whether it's Feather or not, we should probably still stop them.
Anything, and you could probably assume that it is.
Yeah, well, anyone trying to kill, or yes, explicitly outright say, trying to kill anyone else they find in here is absolutely up to no good. Goes to, Merchant King, where,
Squawk.
which route, which way is, I guess, well, they're clearly here for something. I suppose.
You're asking for.
Which way doesn't lead to a dead end?
Which way doesn't lead to a dead end? Well, both of them. Both of them lead to just the infinite annals of books and knowledge and information.
Alright then. I choose this way. Makayla just starts walking in her direction.
That way's as good as any, yes.
As we're walking, could Twig just take a glance at some of the books and papers strewn about on the ground and see if there's any common thread between the ones that have been looked through?
Sure. Roll me, slide me another investigation. As you take a quick look around just the stuff that's natural. as you take a keen look, quick as you like, around all the things that are dropped and piled on the floor as your party scoots after Makayla. Let's see here. Let's see here. There's quite a bit. There are many different parchments, some of it ripped and torn. There's one that is covered in blood spatter that's difficult to read. Various essays on biological life out in the desert. There's an essay on wanderers, where it's titled Natives of the Grave. It doesn't seem like a whole lot that is on the same wavelength of each other. It seems like random research, but you do find something that seems out of place. It's written on different parchment written on a different material, and it looks like it's kind of like, what am I trying to say? I guess I'm not trying to say anything, but yeah, it looks different. Clearly out of the ordinary. And this one seems to be going over something that pulls at your mind from way back when. It defines what a soul battle is. It looks like someone dropped it. And alarmed, you read it really quick with your impressive investigation score. You read it really quick, and it looks like whoever dropped this has done plenty of research on what happens when you violently insert a dragon shard into another living creature. Basically what happens as you read through, you get the sum up of the two souls kind of fight for dominance over the creature, and depending on who wins and how, or if nobody wins, there are different outcomes. It looks like the piece that you hold in your hand details if the souls kill each other. And nobody wins, and it creates it creates just some kind of like lifeless husk that still is living and breathing, and like their veins pump blood, but they are more or less unresponsive. They have to be ordered around. Big piece of note you found. There's a doodle of a bicep on the top right corner.
Feather. Twig will read out a couple of the passages to the rest of the party as they're walking, especially over the description of a soul battle.
Right.
That is concerning.
I suppose that gives us more clarity, especially after we dealt with one of those incidents before.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You think that they might be going for a lifeless husk, if that's the case?
That might explain all the sort of shambling and running my mouse heard. As we're walking, it turns to Alma. What do you know about soul battles, Mission King?
Make a persuasion check.
Sure. A dirty 20.
Let's see. What does Alma Sonoma know about soul battles? Let's find out. He's gonna roll history. I mean, he's kind of smart.
Just a little bit smart. A couple brain cells and it connects in surplus.
Yeah. He has at
Makayla will be
least, he has at least 2 brain cells to rub together, yeah.
Yeah, Makayla will ask the
2 brain
question.
cells extra. Yeah.
Extra. Ask the question sort of like this is something that's a term that has reoccurred in passing along our journey, but we have seen some of its effects. But still, the exact nature of it is a little unclear.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't know anything. I am familiar with, not that term, but the way it was explained by Twig just now. I'm familiar with this performance operation, something like that. I'm familiar with this phenomenon. Yes, phenomenon. Phenomenon. Let's say it again. Phenomenon. Phenomenon. Phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
Phenomenon. Yes, you've got a phenomenon. Fun word. Where was I? Oh, yes.
Soul battles.
Yes. So what that research note seems to call soul battles. Yes, I'm familiar with it. It is certainly a scary practice. I don't know of anyone who participates in it very often because, well, the reasons are obvious. But I am familiar with it happening. I have come to learn that there has been at least one successful endeavor, an unknown, or at least a researcher that I never learned the name of. They were engaged in enough skullduggery that they were able to complete such a thing without, before finally being noticed, where it actually caused some trouble over in another village. At least I think so. Anyway, they succeeded in supplanting the soul of an ancient, honorable hunter that they found in a dragon shard. Don't ask me how they found such a thing. And they stuck it in some beast, and it ran amok. And thankfully, I think, mutilated that researcher, but then the beast escaped. It still at large, as far as I know. That's my first-hand experience with it. I've heard gruesome tales here and there.
Perchance, do you know what type of beast?
I do not. I only heard beast.
Yeah, I've come across and slayed a beast with, I believe it was a griffin? Upon its death, had I believe some sort of dragon shard.
Have you now?
I don't know. Travels have been very eventful.
Maybe I should give up my station here and just accompany you. It seems like you see the most amazing things, find out the most amazing things.
Back in Beskar, I believe there were a series of gnolls that we encountered that upon their death would, I think, leave nothing but some sort of crystal that exploded in a flash.
That lines up with my knowledge as well, Makayla. When I'll call them a victim of a soul battle, expires, the so too does the... Oh, it's a sad thing. So too does the bright light of the soul within them expire. It flares up like a... well, like a flare. It flares up in an instant and fizzles out snuffed.
And you said the soul of the hunter was in the dragon shard, right?
Back to the earlier explanation? Yes.
Yes, sorry.
As far as I'm familiar, yes.
What? Have dragon shards always been part of Khorzaire?
As long as I can remember, their existence has always been around. Little pink crystal. Just zaps you if you touch it, like a static shock. You guys are like walking through these bookshelves as you're talking. You're passing various carousels, various bookshelves, upturned chairs, all that kind of thing. Probably by this time, Pastiche, your comprehend language succeeds, and you cast it. A vibrant set of runes kind of shine up into the air and then melt into these various colors of the spectrum, and then whisk into Pastiche. Their throat glows a little bit, with each color signifying each various language of the world, and dissipates, and you feel empowered, Pastiche.
Nice.
You now know. You now comprehend every language. Suddenly, almost Sonoma's chirps make a lot more sense.
While we are walking and Alma Sonoma is talking to Makayla, Chuman's gonna kind of look around and see if he could see any trace, or at least like a trail or something.
Okay. Perception or survival.
Nice.
Darn. You, with your lovely natural one, which still ends up being a 9, you look around. You're definitely on the trail of something. You're on the trail of destruction. Everything. There's plenty of stuff fallen down. It looks like someone, like a bull ran through here and knocking into everything it possibly could. Every once in a while, you look behind you, and you see about 5 sets of beady eyes just staring at you from the darkness. And as you peer and recognize that these things are here, and you straighten up a little bit, they realize that your focus is on them. They all scatter.
The same red eyes that we saw at first?
Yeah, they're copycats.
Right.
They all disappear into the darkness.
I think Chuman will continue walking. Well, Chuman will obviously continue walking with the group. But he just keeps kind of like hearing behind him, looking around to the sides. Just kind of on alert.
Okay. Keeping an eye out. Chuman looks around, making sure to put an eye in or to put a glance anywhere you can, so that you are not easily snuck up on. But these copycats keep coming out of nowhere. Like, you look, And where there wasn't anything, there's now a copycat that has yet again snuck up on you. As soon as you look at them, they disperse. Let's see here. As you all continue moving, let's see here. In the next room, there are a few bookshelves arranged in a triangle, each at the north and the south of the room. You can see this amid the runes in the floor. The illumination runes on the floor. So like it's kind of like a bookshelf towards the exit, and then two more bookshelves flanking it. And then as you come into the room, there's immediately one bookshelf, and then two more bookshelves flanking it as you go further in the room. That's what it looks like. And then on the western and eastern sides are carousels filled to the brim with like notes, research, literature. This room is also pretty trashed. In the middle stands a lone creature. They look up at you like wide-eyed and you can see their eyes widen with alarm, and they take off running. Just anything you guys want to do?
Sorry, could you disconnect me for a second? What ran away?
A creature that was standing in the middle of the room. Let's see, probably they were illuminated, so yeah, it would be a humanoid that you saw briefly. Humanoid, kind of two tiefling horns, or two goat horns, kind of going back. Looked like they had a bandana, but overall, their torso was kind of bare. So a person. And as soon as they saw you, they turned tail and ran. Ran to the north.
Do you recognize that person?
I got a good look at them. No, I don't see. Alma cannot finish the statement because as soon as they get to that point, there is a huge burst of light and fire and warmth as there is a massive fireball that explodes into this room. And burns everything. Everything's on fire.
Oh, not our room. Okay. Are we in this room?
You are about to be in this room. The room lights up in front of you, and everything is bad suddenly as the books start burning, falling off the shelves, opening up. There's flares of magic going on, suddenly shunted forward into existence by the arcane energy of the spell, and everything sucks in this room. And you find out that the magic kind of warbles into itself, and the flame energy given form by the magical essence of the library itself comes alive and looks at you, and there's errant sparks and bolts going off in various directions. Go ahead, roll initiative. There are spells coming to get you.
Mm-hmm. They're going all out with this fantasy.
I like the progression of the music.
Yeah. Shout outs to Kirk. Makayla jaws until unfinished and kind of jokingly says to Alma, I don't suppose that you know any in your research came across any spells to remove fire, have you?
No, that's not exactly my purview. It yells
I didn't think
above
so.
yells above the cacophonic din of burning books. Let's see. Mouse is a non-combatant, just like normal. She would not be joining. Go ahead, Pastiche. You see lots of fire. The situation has surely escalated. What would you like to do as the person that you just saw is running away? They're actually further away than that, but go ahead. Oops. They ran forward and then ran this way. To the right. It looks pretty hot.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You can see some spells or some magic forming in a variety of different sigils. It looks like they are not happy about suddenly having an existence on this plane.
Well, I guess the first thing Pastiche would do is just kind of approach the doorway and try to take a step into the room.
Okay. It's very hot. But you can see the arrangement of the room very easily because it's bright. Because it's on fire! Several arcane movements you spy. There's an exit to the north, and an exit to the west, but you're not sure what is to the west because it kind of bends around. But you can see clearly to the north that there is more bookshelves and let's see, probably a jumble of motion, perhaps. This is actually Pastiche, Twig, Chuman, and Xalia, and Olma, actually, because group initiative.
Yeah, imagine rolling low.
I don't know if they have anything she can really do here. Oh boy, it does not like my monitor. You know what would be funny? You know what would be really funny?
Yeah?
Put it in chat. How do I put it in chat? There we go.
Twig suddenly feels like a cold fear.
It didn't. Okay, did it put it in chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this will be great. Tell me more.
20-foot square. I should just 20-foot square.
Okay.
Those are the three you can see.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
All right. A 20-foot square. Is it legit just that, or is there something special about it, or?
Oh, she's casting Ever the Black Tentacles, which is to say a bunch of, like, dark, inky portals, like, just gaps in the space throughout there open up, and then just, you know, various colors of tendrils and tentacles rush out and just start flailing around and grabbing things.
Okay.
I mean, I believe I linked it in chat.
Yeah, let's start doing some throws. Let's see if the tentacles get grabbed or if the tentacles start grabbing. Gravity. Xalia teaches these books how gravity works. Let's see. They, being a spell, they resist magic.
That's fucked up.
Two of them fail. Boom, boom. This one here succeeds. The others are restrained, and they're beaten.
They take some
Wait.
bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, creature must succeed and be restrained. Creature starts its turn and is already restrained. What happens if they start in there and isn't
So
restrained?
basically, in theory, they aren't making the save until the start of their turn. But when they do, the ones that fail become restrained and take 3d6. And if they don't get out, they take 3d6 next turn,
I see.
continually.
Alright. Let's see. So it's kind of like web, but tentacles.
Yeah.
As those tentacles sprout into existence, Pastiche whips out their brush, starts painting a few more pastiches.
Okay.
And begins shuffling through the room.
Self-portrait, I love it.
I love that name.
Okay. As you slide into the room's on fire.
Yeah,
You suffer 2 fire damage.
understandable.
Chuman doesn't really have anything he can do. He's actually gonna move. He's gonna move to the other corridor and kind of at least like peer down there.
Okay.
See if check if anything might show up while the rest of the party is taking care of the fire.
Okay. This corridor seems a little ominous. It's dark. So give me a perception check. It's slightly dimly lit. Like there's.
I should be able to see that.
Yeah, there is. Like there's illumination runes coming in that help you see clearly in here.
So I
this
can
one-
only I see like a cutoff right there,
Correct.
so I can't see anything further.
Correct. Past this, past this archway, you can see into the next room. This one's a little alarming. It looks like this room has been cut in half. There's a break in the hole in the middle, and floating ominously above it is looks to be a weapon. That's what you see down that way.
Okay, so just a floating weapon
Yep.
in just an area that's cut up. Okay.
Yep. Here, I'll go ahead and remove the wall.
Okay. I think Chuman will probably grab like maybe a broken book or something like that, or crumpled up paper,
Okay.
and just kind of toss it into the dark area.
Okay. Roll. Make an attack roll, or do a 1d20 plus 3 plus 2.
+3/+2.
Yeah, or plus 5. Okay. So like you take a piece of like you rip out a page from a tome, crumple it up, and then huck it down the hall. It's a long hall, so it doesn't quite go as far with your arm. It bounces a couple times and rolls down the hallway. Not able to quite make the distance.
Okay. I think that's it for now.
Okay.
I think there's not much else Chuman can really do. They just kind of watch the this area.
Okay. You put on a steely sentinel, making sure that nothing can sneak up behind you guys. and assault the party from behind. Okay. As the tentacles are sprouting and slapping these living fire spells around. Twig, you can see them, or Twig and Makayla, you can see them start moving towards Pastiche. What would Twig? You're next, or you're left rather.
Twig would have seen the person sneaking up towards the north of the room, right?
Yes, everybody saw that.
Alright, I think Twig is gonna dash to start chasing after them.
Okay.
So
Let's
just,
see.
Like slip past Pastiche and around the bookshop.
Okay. You suffer 2 fire damage because it's hot. You're moving through fire, actual fire. Okay, and then
Ow.
yeah, it's hot. Psst, ow, 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 ow.
Stay your feathers, man.
Yeah, like little Mario noises. Ow, 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 ow. Let's see. As you, that's how far you get. You don't go further. Don't you like have a gajillion speed?
Yeah, 60 feet. I could make it up here.
Okay. As you pass one of the living fire spells as it's forming, it looks like it's forming into a pair of cupped hands, and as you pass through or pass by it, as it's slapped by a tentacle, it in turn slaps you with an attack of opportunity.
Magical strike.
It is a magical strength. Does an 11 hit you? Not a chance.
Nope.
Alright, you are wary of it, and you're like looking at it, and then duck and dodge out of the way, sprint forward, grab the carousel of the books, it starts turning, and you hold on to it, and then you leap off of it.
And with my action, he's just gonna ready a booming blade if any of them try to get too close.
Okay. Let's see here. Alma turns to fly in and is buffeted backwards by hot air, and he starts flapping, flipping, and flopping everywhere. Then he stands atop, or he goes and perches on top of Makayla's staff, and you can see his head darting around. Looks like he's plotting something. Which brings us to...
I'm not sure that's where you want to sit, my friend.
What? What do you mean? This is a perfect perch. Oh, those 2 words start with the same letters. Perfect. Perch. And then what happens is, let's see, this one, we already rolled. This one is restrained and takes a bajillion damage.
9.
9! Where?
9 bajillion?
Yeah, 9 bajillion damage. That's actually pretty good. Wham! The tentacle slams into this kind of like cupped lava hand, and
Low average for this spell.
the magic upon magic dashes into it. This one also takes 9 damage. Slurpy tentacles appear to be pretty good at defeating fire magic. If they do save, they take half still, right?
If at this point if they save, they escape, it's just going to become difficult terrain for them.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. If it, as long as they're in there, there's a chance they get regrabbed. But it is also difficult terrain for them.
Okay. Let's see here. Difficult terrain. Ooh, that kind of sucks for them. This
They
one
also again have to save against DC 16 strength or dex, their division.
Yeah. This one is going to, let's see, is that one, this one, and this one? Okay.
I think it takes their action. Yeah, it takes an action to get out too.
Okay. This one is going to... Pastiche, you see the one... Pastiche and Twig, the one that lashed out at you. You see the one closest to Pastiche is wrapped up. This black, inky tentacle from the beyond is coiled around it, and this duo of lava hands start wrestling with it. The tentacles are bashing it into the walls, into the bookcase. The bookcase falls over. The hand is trying to char the tentacles. It's going to try to get out of there. Let's see here. It's another strength or dexterity. We said wrestle, so here you go. Yeah, not a chance. Let's see. This one that is also restrained is going to see Twig beelining through and is going to beeline a gout of fire. It curls all of the fire towards itself and then appears to form a mouth and exhale a large gout of flame towards Twig. I need a dexterity saving throw from you as it mimics the spell Burning Hands. Let's see. You're a rogue, so it doesn't do anything. Let's see here. This one crawls over the tentacles. Let's see. Half. That's as far as it gets. Because difficult terrain. Are you in range?
Simply a krill issue.
A krill issue? Pastiche, look out! It's sending various flaming krill at you. As it it reaches into an unseen bucket and hurls flaming krill at you. And yeah, that's gonna be a dexterity save from Pastiche in the area effect. Bonk.
Oh no, a solid 11.
Alright, what happens with self-portrait if you take damage from an area effect? Anything, or do one of them take it instead?
Nothing as far as I'm aware.
Okay, well, you get pelted.
Also, I'm suddenly realizing these things probably don't see with eyeballs, so it wouldn't affect them anyway.
Yeah, they see with magic. You are pelted in the chest and get smacked in the forehead with flaming lava krill. It hurts. 8 fire damage.
Pastiche fails to dodge the attack, but realizes what's coming soon enough to brace themselves and absorb some of the heat.
Oh, absorb it. Okay. You pocket some of the magic, some of the energy. This one you can see Twig. You can see the mage that did all this, the dastardly fellow, kind of lurch forward, hunched over, and
Push him into the tentacles.
make their way across the bookshelf.
I think they're a bit further away from
Yeah,
the
they're-
tentacles, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're in the next room, unfortunately.
Drag.
Let's see here, which brings us to Makayla. You see
Yes.
Pastiche is getting flamethrowered and like burning seafood thrown at them. What would you like to do? The Merchant King is saying perfect and perch over and over again.
Well, I did warn you, Merchant King. Makayla runs into the flaming room. And just starts sort of booking it forward.
Okay. As you go through the blazes, 4 fire damage.
I will use my reaction to absorb elements.
Oh, you
As the
guys
fire
are so cool.
Yeah. This is where I'll actually use the spell slot. There we go. Yeah. So I absorb elements, so I only take 2, right?
Correct.
And then sort of the fire gets sort of absorbed, or like it starts getting drawn into Untitled Unfinished, and Makayla just sort of like runs up. Oops. Here. Take a bonus action to bless up, and go for a quick smack on the restrained burning hand. Or the
the restrained
burning
one.
hand.
This living burning hand spell wrapped up in tentacles gives you an easy target. As you hoist.
Oh, it should be at advantage.
Yeah, it should be.
Sorry, I just take the first one, which was. So I rolled 2 ones in a row.
Double
Okay,
ones.
well,
As you hoist your staff ready to strike, there's a gout of flame that bursts over your countenance. So you have to shut your eyes instinctively, and you actually don't deliver your strike. You are buffeted.
Alright, well. Undeterred. I try again.
The Merchant King flies into a bookshelf.
I did warn you! 25.
That definitely hits. Do your worst.
And then.
Tell me the tale on how Makayla kills magic.
I just maybe like as she swings into this burning hand, it kind of just it loses its form, and like the fire kind of just gets like absorbed back into her staff as she's sort of pushed by her birds over here, which does not proc attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Like it's just like one swift motion where it's like almost seems like fire is pushing her, like she's moving with the fire.
Yeah.
And so where I started here. This didn't count as movement, so I can move here. And I stand next to Twig.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Makayla.
Hello.
Twig, momentarily distracted, another fire spell sneaks up on him and goes to grab at his shoulders.
Oh, I've already used my reaction. I cannot.
Oh. Would this be a acrobatics check?
It is acrobatics or athletics, your choice. It's a grapple.
Oh no.
Oh no! I almost made it.
The fire spell coils around your arms and grasps onto your onto your shoulders. The heat burns into your feathers and singes your feathers. We're just gonna give you some fire damage. 7 fire damage.
Oof.
As this sentient magic is now holding you fast, burning into your body. You can feel the blazing heat wash over your feathers, some of your feathers are just already burned away, incinerated into ash. You can feel the skin underneath it get kind of hot. You may or may not be melting. Which, by the way, we come around to the rest of the squad.
Oh, did you pop one of them? Okay.
Yeah, one of them are one of them inside the Avard is gone.
I used it for movement.
Some teamwork happened.
What it's there for? I restrained it just for you. It may give you a free jump button.
Thank you.
Let's see. Pastiche and Twig and Alma Sonoma, you suffer 3 fire damage.
Xalia is probably just gonna try to like chill touch the one next to Twig.
Okay.
Question: does that fire damage happen at the top of the turn?
Yes.
Okay. Then I would
Does
still have my
27
resistance.
Does a 27 hit?
27 absolutely hits, Xalia.
Just barely.
It hella hits. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Twig, you see this ghostly hand pry back a couple of the fingers that are grasping into you and disintegrate them.
It's a thumb war.
You're right, yeah. Engages in a thumb war. You're still grappled, but there is now a battle for possession of Twig going on.
Only I get to hand Twig.
Huh? I think Twig's gonna try to just slice off the hand grabbing him.
Okay. Do it. I dare you. Hmm. 22 hits.
Nice.
Uh, 7 plus, yeah. As the fire magic is momentarily distracted by having another hand battling for dominance here and engaging in a thumb war, you stick it right in the palm and it explodes. And the chill touch hand survives and wins.
Twig's gonna like pat out the flames and high five the chill touch hand.
Yeah, I was gonna give him a bit of moment about to say. Is it picking me up? It's picking me up. Sick.
Eerie and cold to the touch. You feel slightly spooked, but you do it when you high five.
It looks like the tentacles. Despite being skeletal, it still looks like the tentacles.
After that, I think Twig's just gonna continue north. Just try to get away from the heat.
Okay. You see the Merchant King fly high above all the flames.
Meanwhile, Pastiche charges at this nearest flame hand and attempts to give it a good whack with envy.
Do it. "19 hits.
Nice.
Yeah. 4 damage. Let's see here. As you bring down your the paintbrush that you've been bringing with you for since the beginning of your artistic journey, you do manage to pad out some of the fire, but being a concentrated magical spell, it doesn't seem as effective as originally imagined, but you do succeed in not lighting your paintbrush on fire.
Cool. In one swift motion, the brush sweeps through the hand, makes a circle on the ground, and opens up a portal that Pastiche vanishes through. And pops out on the other side.
Nice. Alright.
And they'll continue north.
Yeah. Zipping past the slurping tentacles, whipping and whapping the fire magic that has been brought to life. You land in between your avian compatriots. Which brings us to, let's see, Chuman, I believe, is left.
I think Chuman's gonna call out to Mouse.
Yeah?
Mouse, let me know when they have taken care of the fire. Going to inspect this corridor for a second.
Okay. She creeps forward and latches onto the bookcase and looks around.
Then, Chuman will go further into the dark area. Or at least, like, just right at the edge of it.
Okey-dokey.
And we'll take the dog to action as, like, he's peering around the area.
Okay. Let's see here. The weapon hovering above this very large expanse whips the blade in your direction, but otherwise there's no movement or anything like that. But as you get in here, you can see that indeed this room is cleft in twain. There are a couple bookshelves to the front, and then, to your right, and across the way there is another cleaved, cut in half, cleft carousel. Like it has been cut at a diagonal angle. It has slid down, books going everywhere. The illumination runes don't work well. They're kind of popping in and out.
Okay. I still have my bonus action.
Yeah. You feel something run into you.
I'd be able to see it.
Nope. So something you cannot see runs into you. Just like boop. It runs into your shin. So like something collides with your shin.
Shoot, I already took the dodge action.
Yeah, doesn't do any. Like you're not harmed because you're prepared.
Right.
But yeah, just something tries to enter your space and cannot.
I guess like trying to grab it is going to take an action, so no.
Yes.
I guess other than that, I'll just try to like look to see where it's at. But that's probably it.
Okay. To see like the weapon?
No, whatever was about to bump into me.
Okay. You strain your eyes and try to examine. The low lighting in here gives you clear vision. It's as if things were as bright as outside, but there is nothing that you see.
Okay. Alright, that's it then.
Okay. Let's see here. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see here. These guys... What happens to them when they start their turn? They have to make another save? Creature starts its turn in the area. For the first or starts its turn there. Deck saves.
If they're already restrained, do they just take the damage?
Yes.
Yes, they do automatically. Let
Okay.
me roll.
Yeah. Give us a fashionable damage. Oh my goodness, this thing splorts.
They both take 18, I think.
Let's
See
go.
here. Yeah, it was north to south here. So yeah, absolutely. They both take 18 damage. Okay, Xalia, you win. Both you squelch the fire. Tell me how it happens with the tentacles.
I mean, it's more. It's works pretty much straightforwardly as you expect. The tentacles wrap around these fire hands and just crush. But it's more what happens kind of afterwards. They seem to kind of stay in the position, kind of relishing and very slowly unwinding and returning to their flailing before, dissipating just into like vapor. She'll just drop concentration on it.
Excellent. Makayla, you see right next to you this happen as the tentacles just simply crush, as described. It looks like there is no more immediate danger as far as casting spells on you, but the whole area is still on fire. And you're separated, separating your party. Let's see here. The mage loser goes over here and then takes the hide action. Ducks down.
Pretty good hider.
Yeah?
That's sleight of hand.
Oh, is it? Whoops. It was right next to stealth. What did we roll? A 17? It's the same
He
bonus.
did it silently.
Yeah, it's the same modifier. So.
Let's see here. Makayla, you may go.
Knowing that my friends are faster than me, Makayla will kind of like duck out of the fire and look like down this side corridor.
Let's see here. Now that nothing's trying to actively kill you, we're gonna switch to the hot sound. But we're still in encounter mode. Alright, so yeah, you peek down this corridor. Give me a perception.
You got it.
Perception.
A 15.
Dang, that's pretty good. You peer down the corridor. It looks like this one is a little more peaceful than the room that you're currently in. I need you to suffer some damage. You suffer four fire damage.
Does this happen technically at like when my turn starts?
At
or
the start of your turn.
Okay, so
So you would probably...
my previous absorb elements is not still in effect. It's the difference of 2 damage.
When does it expire? At the start of your next turn?
Yeah.
You get it.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I take 2 damage again.
Yeah. You peer down the corridor through here, and it seems that this is much more peaceful than being literally on fire. There is lots of vegetation. It's a lot more natural in here. Still books thrown everywhere, tomes on the ground, the carousel in front of you that contains lots of books. The entire side facing you is empty with all of the tomes that it had on it thrown to the ground. It looks it's slowly rotating. Many plants. There looks like there's a stone basin up in one of the corners. It looks like it would be cozy. A nice place to read.
By the way, I can only see the carousel itself. Thank you. Thinking maybe we could like cut off the escaping mage. Makayla will move here, I guess.
Okay.
I think, and then right, that's one. Okay, and then she'll use her bonus or her action to dash. For another 35, and that's my turn.
Okay. Let's see here. You can see where you are, Makayla, to your north. You can see like the faint glow of some illumination runes around the corner, but not much else. It's a little dark.
Okay.
Let's see here. That's Makayla. Let's see. Which brings us back around. We're technically still in encounter mode. Mouse will turn around and call to you, Chuman, in a hushed whisper. It looks like they got them all. I don't know how we're gonna get over there though. Everything's still, on fire. Fire hurts. It's hot. I was taught not to touch hot things. And so Pastiche, Twig, Chuman, and Xalia, you can all take your turns.
Yeah, while Mouse is saying that, Chuman's gonna try to grab whatever was like around him.
Okay. Let me review the rules on something real quick. Okay, make an athletics check. All right. This thing bumps into your shin again. You go down to grab it. Grab at what would be its area. Relative to your extremity. You grab nothing. You pull back nothing. Your hand closes over air. It's like there's nothing there. And whatever this is bumps up against you again. Just bump.
I guess in that case, well, Chuman's gonna he'll like step backwards, like just to keep his eyes watching, just in case like it's the darkness that might be why he can't see it.
Okay.
But then he's gonna say, "All right, we'll get over there. I have an idea." But felt like something was bumping me when I walked in that corridor.
As if on cue, something runs into the back of your heel. There's just like a slight push, just poof.
I still can't see it.
You look down, there's nothing there.
Would it be a bonus action to move my leg, like in response to it?
Sure.
I guess in a way it's like a reaction, so he's just kind of like shift his leg to kind of like bump it back.
Yep. So you're heading back towards this force?
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing. You don't make any contact with anything?
Strange. Oh well. Anyways, I have an idea for getting through the fire. We'll head our way up there, and then I'll Then we'll prepare. So cross it.
Bump.
Yeah, Chuma's just trying to ignore it now. Like he'll look at it every now and then, and after every so often when it bumps, but he's just kind of focused on moving forward with mouse now.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
Pastiche would probably sprint north. This hallway is still dark for me, by the way.
Yeah, it's dark.
Okay.
The illumination runes are inside the bookshelf ring. This time, anyway. Yeah. Look around. You sprint into the room. You look around. It's dark in your immediate area, but you can see the shine of what seems to be used as light around here over the bookshelves, and you can see it kind of spilling out. So you can see that there's light in the center, but not in the immediate area.
Okay. Pastiche is just gonna continue north until they hit that bookshelf, presumably,
Okay. Yeah.
and start skirting around it.
You can see in the center a book on top of a pedestal, and there is this area is very brightly illuminated. There's 2 concentric rings of these illumination runes that are on the ground. This place seems a little cleaner. There's less stuff fallen over, less trashed. At least by some stroke of luck, that the book on this pedestal is still there. It's open. Flop, 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 flop. You hear the beating of wings as almost Sonoma joins you, perched on top of the bookshelf.
Pastiche makes their way to the center of this ring and looks toward the north.
Okay. Perception. All right. It's kind of dark. You were able to see into the previous room fine. You're able to see into this room fine, but there's something about this absence of light that you're not quite able to penetrate with your eyes. It seems like it goes on past your vision range.
Pastiche will look back towards Alma. This room,
Yes?
it's quite dark, isn't it?
This one? The one we're in? No, it's quite light. Quite bright.
Beyond the bookshelves.
Oh, yes, you may be right. There's no further response from the bird.
I guess Pastiche is going to start taking a look at that book then.
Okay. Alma starts preening his wing feathers. An astute observation. So the book here is... let's see here. This one is actually a little interesting as well. It is open, but you quickly flip over, look at the spine real quick, or flip to the beginning. It is titled "But Who Was Knight?" Looks like a personal research document. There, a quick flip through it seems to be questioning the validity of the Ember Knight figure, and at the back of it is a few pages scribing with glowing letters, radiating with Arcane. On the page previous to that is a journal entry indicating that they had to hide this book from pursuers, and it seems to go into a self-resignation that is 2 paragraphs long. It's real. It's kind of cringy to read. They apologize profusely to some unnamed person. They're dramatically woeful, and they give their biggest hopes that someday someone will continue the legacy.
Well,
Yeah?
oh.
What?
I mean, that's very interesting, but I'm not sure Pastiche finds it immediately helpful.
Yeah. You hear the quiet burning of the room to the south. Char. Igniting. A bookshelf falls over.
Twig will probably follow Pastiche up the dark hallway, running away from that bookshelf.
Yeah. It creaks. Pastiche, you feel Twig come up behind you.
As he turns the corner, Twig is going to see Pastiche standing next to a mysterious book on a pedestal in the middle of a room, and something is going to click in his mind. And he's going to slowly look up at the ceiling above Pastiche.
Make a perception check. There's an evildoer up there.
Pastiche, look out!
Oh. Pastiche, of course, looks up hearing this.
Yeah. There's an evildoer. A doer of evil. As you look up, and you dodge definitely to the side. Pick like north, south, east, or west.
We're going east.
Okay.
For the bookshelf.
Your spot is replaced with a genuine evildoer. They're wearing some kind of like bone mask covered up in a hood. They've got two daggers that they jam into the floor at where you were but a moment ago. They look at you and they loll out this big tongue that slurps the entire that slurps like their entire bone mass counterclockwise, and then they try to kill you.
Oh my goodness.
Good luck.
That's evildoer behavior. You can't do that.
Let's see here. Which brings us to Xalia. How are you doing?
She's vibing.
Alright.
She's probably just like poking at the fire and just putting a finger in, withdrawing it before it hurts. With putting a finger in, withdrawing it before it hurts.
Okay.
Experimenting.
Alright. Indeed, you experiment with the fire, learning about how heat transfer works, confirming your theories. Let's see here. This loser who hid from the party. What does alert do? Like, it's secondary thing. You can't, like, they don't have advantage on you by people that are unseen by you. I've already decided what they're going to do. I'm just...
Yeah, they don't gain advantage on attack rolls against you as a result of being unseen.
Okay. Well, the... as this happens, shortly after this... assassin that was hanging onto the roof, deftly pointed out by Twig before you were carved into pastiche ribbons. There's a bright flash in the corner of you guys' peripheral vision, and several beads of focused light hurtle around the bookshelves and impact you guys as this loser casts a spell at their most powerful ability. Let's see.
Oh, no.
So Pastiche, Twig. Oh wait, hang on. That's not it. Hang on a second.
Oh my god. What level
No,
is
you guys don't instantly die. Hang on a second. Wrong one.
those are Jim's magic missiles.
Let's see.
Level 12 magic missile.
Yeah, casually.
Oh my... I was fighting a fucking swarm of darkness in the other goddamn campaign.
Just looks at you casually. Die, please.
That's another one for power word count. Die. Pew pew is the that's the verbal part. You hear pew 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 pew. And okay, so pastiche, twig. Alma creates one more dart for each level above first. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Pastiche again, and Twig again.
Some nice rolls.
Pretty decent.
Twig is gonna slap those out of the air with his dagger.
Dang. Okay. What a cool guy. Pastiche, as you are impacted by a barrage of magical projectiles, there's like little tiny explosions impacting against your raiments. You see Twig take out his weapons and just start hitting them out of the air. Twig's reflexes are, as one would put it, off the chain.
It's true.
You hear a shriek from Alma. But it turns out it was a shriek of surprise. He also cast shield. Heathen!
Look at you.
Which brings us to Makayla.
Not knowing any of that's going on, still just gotta try and run in a way that she thinks could help, maybe cut them off, maybe.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, you go forward. You can see a little bit of light peeking in from the corner. But otherwise, this room is dark. You look around, you see that the other light sources have actually been smashed and damaged on the ground.
Okay.
So you can, so Makayla, you can see that there is a carousel of books in front of you. You can see the glow of some like dim pulsing light to your right, and you can actually you can sense some movement in here actually.
Kayla kind of click her tongue, and then we'll just use. Do I sense much? Do I hear people moving in a spot somewhere?
To your north.
Hmm.
You can't see them. They're hidden from your vision right now. But yeah, you hear some shuffling, maybe like a It's from around the carousel action of books.
How tall would like the rooms exactly? Like
About 10 feet tall.
okay.
They've got these kind of like vaulted ceilings. Sorry, the archways are 10 feet tall. They've got these vaulted ceilings that are 14 feet.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna, just blind fire a
Okay.
Swarmkeeper. Whoops. Fairy fire, which I don't know where it dropped, but I will put the template down again. 20-foot cube, right? 10 by 20.
Okay.
This is not where I'm placing it. I'm just creating one too. Then.
All right. So you throw the fairy fire over towards this spinning bookshelf.
Wherever I hear the noise.
Okay.
I guess would
Yeah.
be here.
Yeah, that's good. They don't
Trying
have
to
magic
find
resistance, do
everything.
they? No.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot cube,
Yeah.
so it goes into the vertical as well. No.
You hear it, and some like batting of their clothes. Like you hear like just patting sounds as they try to. I don't know. They think that patting the magic works. Apparently, it does. So you got a response, but nothing lit up.
Okay. But still, for the duration, objects in the area shed a dim 10-foot
Oh.
radius of light.
Excellent. 10 feet. Is it dim light? Yeah.
Yeah, it's dim light.
Cool.
So like all the books start like glowing.
Yeah,
I
all
would
of the
say.
books. All of the books. This place is hella lit up. That means oops, like over here even. These books lit this place up.
With this, can I make, or would this be an action to try and make at disadvantage a perception check to try and find this person?
It is always an action to do those kinds of things, but I think that's
Okay.
lame. But go ahead.
Okay. It's disadvantage because it's dim light. So.
Yep.
Oof,
11.
11.
You do know 100% that you are not alone in this room. By golly. But as far as like the avenues that you can see, they're hiding behind something. You're not sure.
All right, that's my turn.
Okay.
Also, that was like a bonus action. So. That's everything
Yeah,
I got.
we'll call that. We'll call that like a bonus action seek. We'll put that on the bonus. Speaking of bonus, Pastiche, Twig, and Chuman, you have a bonus person. Yeah, got 2 daggers. This person looks like they hate you.
I don't know that.
Correct. You don't. Twig and Pastiche, you got something lunging. You got something is accurate. It's like a bone masked, hooded creature. The hood goes pretty much over all of them. They've got 2 gray hands holding a knife each. Its legs are in this dark hunter green. Pants, reverse joint legs. They're hunched down and they're about to spring towards you, Pastiche. And also, there's a loser over here. Past the bookshelf. All right, let's up the ante with some music.
Oh my goodness.
What would you so Chuman, you're also in this group initiative, but what would Pastiche and Twig and Chuman like to do?
I think Twig's gonna run behind this guy and show him his 2 daggers.
Oh snap. the double dagger. 24 hits. 6 damage. Okay. Ow.
Just 1 second.
One moment.
Okay, I didn't know what I did on Foundry.
Dang, you obliterated him. 8d6? Excuse me?
That should not be a crit.
Okay.
So what? 9 plus 8, 17 damage? Yeah. As you stick your Jambia, you run past Pastiche, quick as anything, and then you jab your Jambia into the back of this creature that was prowling on the ceilings, and tried to frankly murder your companion, your friend. He explodes into a bright flash of light as you jam your Jambia into him, and you make contact with something hard and dense. There's a clink, and yeah, just you were both flashbanged. I need Constitution saving throws.
Would I be able to hear the sound of a flashbang from my spot?
Well, it doesn't make a sound, but there's what sound it does make is like a sizzling, like a. But it's not that loud. It's not that loud. You're very far away. Xalia would hear it though. You both.
Ears snap too.
You go to shield your eyes. Unfortunately, not quite quick enough. Not expecting this to quite happen just from this weirdo. And you're both temporarily like dazzled and blinded. You're seeing spots. Your vision doesn't focus correctly. You're blinded for the moment. Stagger back.
Pastiche, where are you? Are you okay?
Barely gathering themselves from the missiles that just pelted them. Stumbles like into the bookshelf. Probably knocks a few books off the shelf. I am alright. I can't see. Twig?
Twig's just gonna like grab onto the bookshelf for support and say, yes, I'm right here.
Oh wait, I guess Alma has to do it too.
Oh no.
Which means actually Xalia joins the group. Xalia, you see this bright flash just past the fire room.
You get a minor illusion of like a flashback.
Alma is also blinded. Let's see here. What was that? Mouse says. We gotta go help them. They're exploding and flashing light and stuff. The last time that happened, Tolka got electrocuted.
Makayla points to the fire.
You can see Mouse struggling with herself, trying to decide whether to rush through or not.
Chuman catches up and sees the flames still going about, or raging, would it be, or
Yeah.
okay. And he pulls out his water skin and hands it over to Mouse. Here, douse yourself with some water. It'll help you at least get through the flames.
Mouse looks at the water skin, looks at you, snatches the water skin from you, and dumps the water over, and wordlessly runs in. Let's see here. How far can Mouse move? She's going to dash. Let's see here.
I assume that would use all 4 pints, right?
Yeah. Oops. She can get here.
Oh, by the way, would it be special? It was filled with Dagon water.
Yes. That heals Mouse. But you don't know that. Alright. Yeah, Mouse rushes headlong into the flames, yelling, "Pastiche! Twig! I'll save you!"
While Pastiche is still sort of stumbling against the bookshelf, they'll reach a hand out in the direction of Twig's voice, and a few feet away, another hand resembling theirs almost exactly appears floating in the air, save for a few inky drips.
Mm-hmm. This drippy hand comes into existence. Let's see. Chuman gives that. Xalia, stay and put.
Yeah, that means she's just kind of fire.
Okay.
They seem to handle it. They got it handled.
Yeah. Fire bad indeed. Alma teeters on top of the bookshelf, just wobbling one direction, taking a couple steps in one direction and then going the other way. Let's see. Does he have anything useful? Maybe not. It's the mage's turn.
Real quick, I had 2 questions on it.
Yes.
One is the, I guess, invisible thing still bumping me, and then 2, are the bookshelves blocking my view from where Twig and Pastiche are?
No, they are no longer blocking your view. The bookshelves have all fallen down, crumpled from the various like flame damage and that stuff. So you can see, they're probably like knee height. You can jump over them or something. You can see Mouse. You can see into the next room. You can see Alma illuminated by some kind of glow. But you would not be able to see Pastiche and Twig specifically.
Okay.
You can,
Right.
however, see some grumpy magical loser move into range, or sorry, move into sight in the dim light, and coalesce some magic in between their hands.
That's the case. This is completely black right here.
Shing.
Okay. And the other question was am I still feeling that bumping feeling? Okay. Cool, that's it.
Okay. I actually skipped a turn. Makayla, bad news.
What?
Your companion reveals themselves as they step around the carousel, holding on to it as they rotate into view. They leap off. A bone, a bony fellow with a patchwork hood, gray as smoke, gray smoky hair, beady eyes coming at you. They brandish a curved blade. They leap towards you and strike.
But do they know?
We'll find
because
out.
I strike first.
Oh, crap.
As they leap forward, I'm ready. And reaction to hit them. Maybe.
15 just barely hits.
Oof.
As they leap through the air, you do manage to line up your strike with their chest and just deck them.
14 damage. God,
Ow! Chill. You stop them as you stop their lead. Just poof. They fall backward, take a couple staggering steps backwards, and then grab their chest, and then take a couple swipes towards you. They take 2 swipes. Dose.
No.
Why is that? Why is that grayed out? There we go. Hiya! Hiya!
Unfortunately, neither of those swipes are good enough.
Then,
Deflecting with staff, deflecting with shield.
as you deftly deflect them, 1, 2, they turn around and run away.
Hey! I come back here.
Let's see. Which brings us to Alma. He is going to hear this chump, and he's going to open his beak, and what comes out is not a squawk. It is a thunderous squawk. It echoes around the whatchamacallit. It echoes around the library, and by golly, the lungs on this creature are gargantuan. Let's see here. That's not a DC 10, silly bird. Let's see here. Constitution. Oh, I didn't key it off of the thing. Oh, he fills it anyway. Yeah, this dude hella hurts. He is slammed into the wall. And takes a bajillion thunder damage. 20. That hurts.
He took a bajillion.
And then that brings us to the mage's turn. The mage, thrown into the bookshelf, gathers their magic and then goes to try to kill the Merchant King. Let's see here. Do we have... Yeah, this is a nice rare chance to kill the Merchant King. Let's go and kill him with Ice Storm.
Oh,
Rude?
that's illegal.
Wait, no, we already used that. Just kidding. Just go around corners. Yep. Sorry, guys.
No.
He fireballs the bird on top of the
Oh
bookshelf. It goes next to Alma and then explodes in violent fiery energy. I need everybody in the area. Oh no, that includes himself. I need everybody to. Whoops!
I was about to say.
I need everybody to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Do I hear this fireball?
Absolutely.
And I guess. So no
Man,
one-
it's definitely.
Oh no! No!
Oh boy.
Me, no!
Come on, big money. Oh,
Oh no.
26 fire
That's very
damage.
small body.
Alma is blasted to the other side. And slams into the wall and goes below the bookshelf. Let's see here. The mage incinerates themselves.
You'll never get me to talk.
You hear just like on the kinetic energy of the fireball as it blazes all around the room and sets everything on fire. Bye bye, birdie.
I think among the ensuing chaos, as the heat in the room starts to rise, Pastiche is going to brace himself to absorb some more elements.
Okay. You take 13 fire damage.
And not die just yet.
Excellent.
That's good. You like to hear that.
Let's see here. That brings us back to Pastiche, Twig, Chuman, and Xalia. What would you like to do as a fireball explodes this room, setting nearly everything on fire, including yourselves? Oh, Twig, you take half, even though you failed.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Which room?
To the
does
north.
it-
So like
Okay,
the one
not
that
the
Mouse
one.
is running towards. And she continues running.
Go ahead, Xalia, for a second.
I don't know what she's gonna. I think she might just start running in, but fire. She doesn't like fire. A question: How
Yes?
far up is the fire?
How far up is the fire?
Is this feeling on fire?
No, not at this time.
Heat does rise.
Yeah, but it's not fire. So she's climbing.
All right, I like it. I like it.
Feeling scuttle.
Let's all give Xalia a round of applause and give her inspiration. That's cool. I like it.
It's the feeling scuttle. It's really cool.
You suffer 2 fire damage.
Fuck.
Um,
I'm gonna lose it here. I can feel it in my bones.
Oh, that would be
Okay,
catastrophical if you did.
I think Chuman is going after hearing the explosion up north. Well, and seeing the entire room just turn red for a moment. He's gonna use his ring to do expeditious retreat.
Okay, the ring you got from Alzira Orion. You give it a little flick and a thumb.
Yep. And then he's going to dash
Okay, this is your
into the
bonus
fight.
action.
Oh no, this will be the action.
Expeditious retreat lets you dash as a bonus action. So
It's
you
marked as a bonus action.
yeah. So when you
Use.
cast this spell, oh wait, and just kidding. When you cast the spell, okay. So it takes an action. No, it takes a bonus action to cast. So you get to move 60 feet. You still have your action.
Okay. And then he's gonna dash again.
All right, 30 more feet.
30 feet. And then he's gonna quickly survey the room.
You suffer 1 fire damage as you
Okay.
run through the flames. Everything is literally on fire. go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw to see if you can keep Expeditious Retreat on.
Yep.
After you
You're
blaze
kidding.
through the flames,
I'm using the inspiration.
I love it. All right, go for it.
I refuse.
Nice. All right. Yeah. 12 is the roll. As you blast through the flames, trying to reach the rest of your companions, as an explosion occurs in the next room, you look around, you survey. Yeah, everything is lit up. You don't see the bird. You don't see the Merchant King, but you can see a lot of fire. You don't see your companions either. They might be behind one of the obscuring bookshelves.
Okay, but the bookshelves themselves are also in flames.
Yeah, they have been ignited. This room will soon go up.
On that note, Pastiche is probably stumbling
Oh,
away.
you guys are no longer blinded.
Okay,
It only
not
lasts for-
stumbling then.
Yeah, only lasts for a short time.
Oops.
Probably still stumbling, but for different reasons.
Oh wait. I see. Yeah, Pastiche is just like moving toward the entrance they came from.
Pastiche, are you alright?
Chuman. No, but I'll live. Are you alright?
I am alright. Came to check after I've heard that explosion.
Yes, well, I think most of us took the brunt of it. Twig, Pastiche calls back. How are you feeling?
Not too bad. I've had worse fireballs.
That's good. Have you seen Alma?
No. Alma, can you hear me?
You hear a hazy cough. A little bit of smoke rises from the northeast corner of the room.
I think Twig would head over in that direction.
You find a you find a burnt little bird.
Alma, how are you faring?
Let me find out. Let's see. What is this? Probably wisdom. All right. The bird looks at you. You can see thoughts behind his eyes as he weighs the situation. Then slowly turns over. I'm fine. Nothing I can't handle. What became of that ruffian? I'll give them such a talking to.
Well, I didn't exactly see, but from the size of that explosion, there might not be much of them left to give a talking to.
Oh, that may be their best case scenario. They escaped me this time, but as soon as I find a scroll of "Speak with Dead" around here, they'll get an earful. Bird hops towards you. Then he mutters to them, "There aren't any such scrolls in this. They're kept in my office."
All jokes aside, we should leave this room. We'll be soon ablaze.
Oh yes, everything is a little on fire here, isn't it? One, two. We're missing a few. Xalia, you can rejoin everybody.
Yeah, she cuddles over and just kind of waves.
Ah.
She's staying on the ceiling, though.
From the ceiling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. There's the... the bright student herself coming in from the ceiling. That is... clever, but heat rises. I imagine you're still in some sort of pain. Hello, everyone! Indeed, I enjoy the proposition given. Let us get out of here quickly. As everyone gathers themselves and proceed to head out of this area quickly, Makayla, you hear plump, 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 plump.
I chase. Give chase to whoever.
1, 2, 3.
There's at least one wall.
Yeah, you can see, like as you chase after them, you see a trailing cloak, duck immediately to the right.
To the right? Like
Yeah.
this way?
Yeah. As you
Okay.
dodge past the illumination runes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And-
dash.
Okay. As you dash towards it, as you poke in this room, it is an immense room. And it appears that you have cornered this person. As you... let's see here. You look in, there is a... First off, there's nowhere to run, because what is blocking their escape is a massive, huge, 20-foot tall, 40-foot wide, open book with all sorts of writings, both arcane and common language. There's a couple bookmarks dangling down. The person turns around and fights you to the death.
Can I have vision of the room, please?
No,
I have
no,
like
you
some
cannot.
vision.
Absolutely
Okay.
not. Don't ask me such a thing.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I never will again.
F and F. Let's see here. We're gonna cram everybody into the wall here. As we drag Makayla to this side.
Oh shit. Oh whoa.
This huge book dwarfs everything else in the room, especially yourselves. Especially yourselves. And to your right and left, there's a couple desks with chairs slumped up in them, scrolls rolled out, books and a couple bookshelves. Huge, massive books with pictures, with writing, with runes, all sorts of stuff. And there's a bit of illumination rune on the ground. And as they turn around towards you, they wield their scimitar and rush back, seeing they have nowhere to go.
Point staff and call it, demanding, identify yourself and surrender, and we might let you live.
Is your response. But go ahead and roll intimidation.
Fair
Okay.
point.
Boop, boop. Ooh, 21.
21's
Dang.
pretty good. They still try to kill you.
Fair enough. Seeing as they don't really have a human response, I think kind of has an idea that these might be one of the husks. Words are pointless then. And she just takes a fighting stance. She doesn't really have anything to. She already used her action to dash, so she's simply we'll wait. I mean, I guess I can use a bonus action to get some magic stones for a minute. That's, that's something.
Sure.
But other than that, yeah, she'll.
All right. The group in the other room, you've gathered yourselves. Things are somewhat on fire. Like there's flames licking around. Doesn't look like it's going to become the other room right away. You've got some time.
Oh, fire, yeah.
As things are slowly igniting and getting hotter in this room, the oxygen levels decreasing. What would you like to do?
What, leave?
Xalia, yeah, just pick up Almas and scuttle across the ceiling backwards.
Okay. There is there's a room to your north and a room to your west. Probably you would have heard some incantations in Makayla's voice to your west, because she casted Fairy Fire. Or, sorry, Swarmkeeper Fire. So you would know that Makayla is somewhere to the left, or to the west.
Has anybody seen
Go that
Makayla?
way.
Not since crossing the burning room.
I heard fighting coming from the west.
Well, the sooner we leave this
Twig's
room,
gonna
the better.
Yeah, Twig's gonna start dashing over in that direction.
Pastiche will be right behind.
Okay.
Human will
Scuttle.
also dash in it.
Then Xalia scuttling on the ceiling. Cradling son Alma, the Merchant King himself. Okay. Let's see here. We'll skip in and then we'll put you guys in the book room. Makayla, as you take your battle stance and face down this evildoer, you feel a surge of movement behind you, and you know that your companions across this long journey have joined you. They're filling in the room behind you as this person is rushing towards you. Let's see here. You guys come in just quick enough to see a chump, a hooded chump, rush and lunge at Makayla.
Yeah. It did not learn the first time.
Oh my goodness! 26
For
hits.
8 damage.
No. It yells out no, and then you just bunk.
Smack it down to the ground.
You swat him down on the ground. As you do so, it looks like this time, yeah, it definitely did not learn, and it not passing the test was its undoing, as 8 damage is what you needed. It falls back to the ground as you slam it out of the air, knock it down, pinning it underneath your staff, and with a gurgling noise, it dissipates away. Just
Cover my eye. After I swat, strike it down, I quickly kind of turn around and cover my eyes.
Yep.
So,
And as everybody is flashbang, you guys arrive at the room to receive a shining bright light as the crystal drops down to the ground from its body and spins, and the expulsion of the soul within blinds everybody momentarily. That doesn't. But yeah, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw for fun to see who it actually affects. The DC's 15.
Pastiche came prepared this time.
Pastiche knew.
Twig turns the corner right as it's blowing up.
You was too prepared.
yeah, Makayla was specifically expecting that.
Yeah. So you can. Definitely. You're dazzled for a moment. Spots the a bright light, a ringing sound, and those that could not pass in, you're blinded for a moment as you stumble into the room. But you know that Makayla has kept you safe by defeating all foes.
I look, I uncover my eyes, look up, and I see it's like, oh, you made it through. What happened with the fire mage?
Twig's like wiping the
There's an explosion.
Yeah, you blink away the fuzziness. It only lasts for a few seconds, and you all retain your vision. And as you look around the room, hearing Makayla's question, as you look around the room and notice the giant book. I'd say the elephant in the room. That's why I laughed. But yeah, the giant book and everyone looking around. Then Makayla asks her question, of course.
There was certainly an explosion. We are all right for the most part. The mage didn't seem to make it.
I see. Was the mage a husk as well?
I didn't get a good look at him.
He didn't seem to have the self-preservation that most people would.
Oh, I see. How, burnt and charred do Twig and Pastiche look?
They're pretty singed.
It ain't great.
One of Twig's feathers is smoldering like a cigarette, and there are several burn marks across Pastiche's scales.
Yeah, I assume the Raikel would be smoldering too.
Yeah, part of the sheer fabric that's making up their newest outfit has burnt away. There's holes in the arm guard, not arm guards, but what's the word? Sleeves.
You'd suddenly have you don't look that well. And Makayla will summon her healing spirit. The bird spectral vulture will kind of just sort of fly around you as feathers kind of slowly fall upon your wounds and you feel a little bit better. And it will sort of fly back and forth between Pastiche and Twig. Healing. How many times do I get to do it? It's 1 plus spellcasting modifier.
It lasts 1 minute, so 10 times. No, wait.
No,
number of times
it's
equal to 1 plus your spellcasting
yeah.
modifier.
Which is what? Plus 5, so it's 6 times?
1 plus, yeah, 6.
Alright. So we'll say the first 3 go to Pastiche, second 3 go to Twig.
Yeah. You guys watch as a spectral vulture
Pastiche heals for 9 health.
lands on Pastiche, and then that does preening motions.
You both heal for 9 health.
That's
sort of
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does preening motions. It seems to pick at and lift the burns away. Jumps over to Twig and slides its beak across the feather that is functioning as a torch, and it smooths it back out into a regular feather, and fusses with the both of you for a while, and then looks at Makayla, gives her a head bob down, and then flaps away beyond the books.
Thank you for that. That feels better.
Hopefully.
I've certainly been worse.
Hopefully it's tidy for now.
By the way, Pastiche looks to the giant book across the room. What is this exactly?
Makayla turns around and like notices the massive book behind her for the first time. Oh, what? Where are we?
You hear a chirp. Ah, we're here.
Where is here?
Here is here. We're not walking around, so we're only in one spot. We're here.
Okay, then what is here?
There.
There being...
What is this exactly?
Well,
Obviously a giant book, but the contents?
well, allow me to explain. This is our destination. This book, as you can imagine, records unimaginable quantities of knowledge. Pauses and looks around.
Xalia makes that impression like I can imagine it.
Unimaginable. I find it quite simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing this one isn't on fire.
Well,
The bird continues his quip. It's like, what? Nothing? Golly, you're lucky to have me around. Well, this. Well, how can I explain it simply? Well, it's quite a vast amount of knowledge. It records most things that are known to me. It's one of the objects that I've been entrusted by Merchant Queen Khorzaire, Raikel, and of course the knowing mistress herself. These are one of the things that I've been. I already said that. Sorry, it always sends me. It always takes me back to see this. I haven't been down here in quite some time, so it's pleasurable. Of course, there are a few other things in this room. There's a lovely study spot to your left and your right. The chairs are comfortable. I think we can order tea here and it arrives.
well, I don't
Coffee,
know.
too.
Tea through the fire?
No, not through the fire. There's no fire here, Chuman.
There was at least 2 rooms that were on fire before.
Through no fault of my own.
Do you have a way to contact... Well, if there's a way to order tea, perhaps you can contact someone to help put out that fire? I can only imagine the damage it would cause if it spreads.
Well, the tea is... it's not quite an order. It's a constant, permanent spell we have on this location, you see. But you're right, we do need to put out that fire post-haste. There's so many things going wrong all at once. Listen, I would love to show you, but indeed, half of my library is on fire, and I must get your tea, and also find a new chaperone for Mouse. I would love to show you how to go beyond here, and believe me, I understand the emergency. But let me do this, and then let me take care of my archive before it goes up in flames. I'm obligated to present you this riddle. Merchant Queen Khorzaire said some nasty things would happen to me if I didn't, or if I summarily told you the answer. So, this is your destination, and to get to the pyre, you must answer this riddle. Not to me, it's just you know the answer. Here goes then. Looks around at you, making sure you're all prepared, and then clacks his beak. So, the trick here is that individual stories have a beginning and an end, yes? You're familiar with the tales of God Emperor Wenceslas, of Phoenix, of all these other things, of how the mayor of Lampshade came into being. Those have a start and a stop, correct? So follow me so far? Well, in front of every new legend's beginning is some other legend's completion. Time marches on and stories birth anew all the time. And behind the ending of this chapter is where I hope the next time I cast legend lore on 5 individuals before me is where your magnificent legend begins. And that's it. Good luck. Please stay alive, and I'll be here when you get out. The bird looks around, like swivels its head between each of you, locking eye contact briefly, and then picks at Mouse's goggles. Come on then, you. And then they dip out, leaving you with this very large book and in this very large room. The book is propped up. It's like on this book stand, similar to the pedestal from the other room, except this one's raised, so of course it leans back against it. It's open to around the middle. Huge thing. It's bound rather well with these large ropes that weave through the pages. Huge bookmarks with tassels on the end drizzle down the page in front of you. There's another one that is bookmarking another place. The illumination runes on the ground glow a faint little gold. It's on top of this wooden stand that has a kind of ridge on it. It looks like you could get up and stand on it. I mean, naturally, because it's a huge book. There's some rips and tears, or like notches, just over wear and tear of the book's age as people are handling it, moving things around. Around the room is the told chairs, desks. There's parchments standing on top of it, a couple tomes, and the walls are lined with bookshelves. After the bird leaves, I know we're coming up on time. Do you want to give the riddle a shot? Or you want to cut it? You want to cut it?
I'm really tired.
Okay, this is a good spot for it.
Okay.
This is a good spot for it then.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. And then we'll have a good excuse to hear it again in the recap.
Wow, is that the plan? That's sneaky. All right. As
Twig
the
has it recorded.
Twig has it
remembered
recorded.
the
That's right. As the Merchant King, Alma Sonoma, feathers on top of Mouse's shoulder, and they both walk off looking for, hurriedly, a way to douse the flames of the library that holds ancient records of research, details, knowledge untold, trying to preserve the whole east wing of it as they dive back into the area. And you all are left with some quizzical words on your ears and a very large book in front of you, holding innumerable letters and inscriptions and symbols. That's where we're in tonight's session.
Mm.